The family of the Bosnian man who was brutally murdered in St. Louis early Sunday morning are demanding that hate crime charges be filed. And this is even while police are continuing to insist that this attack was not racially motivated. This is despite eyewitness accounts and an attack on a second Bosnian. Now, this is 32-year-old Zamir Begic. He was killed while trying to protect his wife from 4 teenagers who were armed with hammers in St. Louis. Now, according to one eyewitness, individuals were heard running up and down the street yelling, "F the white people, kill the white people." And this was immediately before the attack. Murder charges have already been filed against one suspect, but the family believes that Begic was targeted because he was white. Another Bosnian man reported being attacked by the same gang earlier in the night, but he was able to fight off the gang, suffering only cuts to his hands and neck. But instead of calling it a hate crime, they just want to victim blame, and they say Begic was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So notice how they never said that when Mike Brown was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's like telling someone whose house got destroyed by a tornado that they shouldn't have built their house there. So, of course, it just appears to be another attempt to downplay possible racial motivations behind this attack. So the family is saying that this is obviously not a random attack. You've got eyewitness accounts saying this is related to what was going on in Ferguson. The cops, despite all of that, are reluctant to call this a hate crime. And of course, so is the media. They won't even point out the ethnicity of the attackers. Basically, the first reports that were being filed are just saying teen suspects and juveniles. And many people took to Twitter as well, questioning why the media failed to highlight the race of the suspects, as it is so keen to do when Black people are the victims of violence. Now, we pointed that out here before as well, that it's not a hate crime if the person is white, and they won't point that out. They'll just kind of say it's a suspect and this and that. But when they want to be able to control the narrative of the race war, that's what this is all about, is just being able to inflame just the one side that you really want to get riled up. The Obama administration wants to show that he's really supporting this side. And so, of course, the media isn't going to highlight a different hate crime when it doesn't fit into their agenda of inciting this race war. And of course, what that is get the one side riled up so that the other side demands for police protection and more protection. So basically, we're all getting played. Now, Ferguson police chief is saying that a lot of discussion is going around about whether or not to charge Brown's stepfather with inciting a riot. Now, he was caught on video last week screaming at protesters to burn this bleep down following the decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson. And Chief Thomas Jackson says that he could be charged with inciting a riot. He says violent agitators will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now, of course, all of that happened in the heat of the moment. I said it at the time that that was completely wrong. Here you have the cameras shoved in the family's face, who didn't hear about the grand jury decision before the rest of the world. So here you have him. He's upset, rightly so. What about the prosecutor? Is he going to be charged with inciting a riot? He was the one that decided to drag out the results, even though the results came in around noon. He dragged it out till 8 p.m. Everyone said, why would you do that? Ratcheting up the tension of all these people standing there, thousands of people standing, waiting for hours, and then wait, of course, until it's under the cloak of darkness when you have zero ability to do crowd control. It's clear to everyone looking in from the outside that that was the perfect scenario for starting a riot. So what about the prosecutor? Or what about Al Sharpton, who Obama invites to the White House to give him advice on all of this? And MSNBC gives him his own show where he can have his own platform to do his race baiting. He's the ultimate riot inciter. And then, of course, there is Louis Farrakhan.
Listen, watch now, because once it starts, it's on. You may not want to fight, but you better get ready. Teach your baby how to throw the bottle if they can't bite.
But no, they don't want to come after the people that are clearly stoking the fires of racial tension. They want to come after the people that are actually there helping to protect the people of Ferguson.